On this week's show, Stitch is coming, Kingdom Hearts and Infinity, and Power Disc and 2.0. All this and more on episode 50 of the Inside Infinity podcast.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, executive producer on Disney Infinity, and you are listening to Inside Infinity, the first official Disney Infinity podcast on the net.
To this happy place, welcome.
We have often been asked, where do we get the ideas for our stories?
We really start with a blank sheet of paper.
That's what Infinity gives you, is the ability to be creative in a way that no one's ever seen before.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 50 of the Inside Infinity podcast. We hope you liked our introduction and our little spot from our sponsor, Evilos Customs at evilos.com. And also this show is being brought to you in partnership with the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. You can find them at DisneyInfinityFans.com. It is your number one community for Disney Infinity related rumors, news, trading, pretty much anything related to Infinity. And actually, Evilos Customs and the forums are doing something pretty cool now as well. So head on over there. There is an interview with Evilos, and they are giving away some custom figures as well as we. So with that, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started with the show. I'd like to welcome, as always, Jason Haynes, a co-host of the Inside Infinity podcast. Jason, how are you doing tonight?
G'day, Will. G'day, listeners. Good to be back on.
Yes.
It was torture in the chat room last week. I was trying to work, and I was just like, "You're getting it all wrong." That's all right.
You totally did correct us once or twice. It was hilarious, and I was like, "Oh, you're being more, you're paying closer attention while not being on the show than you are."
Yeah. But I'm back on today, so you're welcome.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you. And that other, maybe, I don't know if it's an unfamiliar face. To us, it's a familiar face. So, Mr. Logan CueLannoo, you probably know him as CueLannoo on the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. He is a new member of the Disney Infinity TV family, and so we wanted to welcome him on a show and have him co-host with us tonight. So, Logan, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. We are excited to have you. So you're a longtime listener and viewer, and like I said, you've been following in the forums for a long time, right?
Yes, before day one, I've been around, lurking in the shadows.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're really excited to have you on tonight's show. We know you're gonna be a good member. You've already proved yourself, and so with that, let's go ahead and get the show started. So first up, we have a question from the community section. And this question this week is coming from at Disney Picks Chick on Twitter. Asked, do you think a new iPad app will be released for 2.0, or will the current app just get an update with the additional content? Well, we can actually confirm this question. There's going to be a brand new app. Talked to one of the developers at E3 for the, I think it's, what is it? It's Iron Studios or something like that. I just saw it this morning. But talked to one of the devs while we were at E3, and they did confirm that there will be a brand new app, which that's got me pretty excited because I'm hoping that the new app includes a graphical update since the first app used Wii assets, and I'm excited for a little bit higher fidelity even on my iPad. What do you guys think?
I think it's necessary, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, with the upgrades of all the other systems we're having, and there is no not inferior system, but all systems pretty much are going to be equal. I think it's important for the iPad to be along those lines as well.
You know what I want to see though, Will? I don't want to blow minds or anything like that.
What's
but
that?
I would love to see for the next gen version of Disney Infinity 2.0, a companion app which gives you a second screen experience for building.
That would be amazing. I would
Imagine to
love
be
that.
able to just select all your creativitoys and stuff and do it all on a second app tablet, so you don't have to worry about on-screen selecting, to have all that info on your second screen experience, because we know the Xbox One and PS4 are capable of doing such things. Whether they combine that technology into the greater picture app or have it as a separate app, that would be amazing. That's
I
something
don't
we could
know.
perhaps discuss on another show. I don't know, but like that'd be really cool to delve into some ideas of what you would do with a second screen experience in Disney Infinity Toy Box.
That would be cool. I don't know. I've never played on the Wii U, but I don't know how the big Wii U controller actually functions in Disney Infinity 1.0. But I would assume they would have some sort of selection on it, and I think the iPad could almost do the same thing.
Yeah, totally. Well, and it's not something necessarily specific, although it is a little more baked into the PS4 and the Xbox One. I know the 360 had a second screen app that worked as well, and so it's something that could even go on the last gen as well. It's just an
It'd
idea.
be amazing. Be amazing.
So good thinking. Once again, Jason, you're just throwing out all
We'll
the
put that
best
on the list to
ideas.
discuss later on, because
Yes.
as I said, I doubt it we'll see that on 2.0, but now that I've mentioned it, we'll see it on 3.0.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna put that on your shoulders to put on the show notes. So that's
Yeah,
all on you.
no problems.
So for some of our longtime viewers or listeners, if you are watching us live, you may be seeing something a little bit different. So kind of not even phase 1, phase 0.5 of our side update has gone live. So our new live page is new and refreshed and pretty looking. You can also go ahead and enter your email address if you want to get notified as the site becomes a little more live, so that it will be coming in the coming weeks, not months, but weeks. So we're going to launch soon. We're going to launch with the site a site overview, because we have some fun, fancy new things that we are going to be giving to all you fine folks out there. So be on the lookout for that. Along those lines, something else that is live right now, another reason we're having Logan on the show, he has been kind of designated our resident blogger, and so you have started a column called Infinite Postabilities. Do you want to just give us a little bit of insight on what that is?
Yeah, infinite post abilities. Not my idea to name it that, but I liked it, so I kept it. Um, so Infinite Postabilities is a weekly blog I write, and usually releases every Friday, and it's pretty much me thinking about what I would like to see or not see in further installments of Disney Infinity, whether it be 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, whatever comes out next. Um, and whether I think a Disney IP or character would be, I guess, as John Vignacchi says, gameable. Uh,
And what does gameable mean?
well, in a Giant Bomb interview, he says gameable is just pretty much if a figure would fit in the Disney Infinity universe, if they're playable, if they would have good gameplay mechanics, or if they would contribute really anything to the game. And that post was about Gravity Falls, and my second post was about Aladdin. And I've already written the next 2 posts that will drop in the next couple weeks, and I'm getting a lot of topics. I mostly get my topics from the forums, because there's a ton of wish lists out there, and there's plenty of data for me to pull from. But the next couple weeks are actually probably more important to me than the first 2 weeks. So.
Well, that's awesome. They are extremely great reads, and I know the first one is something that probably a lot of people would be interested in, because Gravity Falls is, it's been that one property for Infinity 1 where people were just like, just give us something in Gravity Falls, and we know some's coming. So for me, it was a great kind of introduction to the series. I mean, you didn't go too much in depth to it, but it did give me a little bit of an introduction on the characters and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you like Gravity Falls or Aladdin, and you'd like to see Aladdin in the game, then make sure you check out both of those items, and you can find the blog at disneyinfinity.tv/blog. and you're dropping. Do you want to give us a hint on what's coming this weekend, or are you keeping that under your hat?
Girl power. There's your hint.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Cool. I can't wait to see that. And great work. We're digging that. So next up, we actually, Jason, do you want to just tell people about this next piece? So we are going to be launching soon, and we kind of want to entice people to join the site early on. And so you want to run those down?
I can. So we're hoping to launch soon. We're not going to put a date on it, but soon, to take a page from Disney's book, coming very soon. But when we do launch, we've got a couple fun things planned. Firstly, we've anyone who signs up in the first 30 days of us going live is going to get a very special, I'll call it, version of their account. So we hope you sign up nice and quick, because no one else will get that. After that first 30 days, no one else will be able to get that special thing, which we will announce in the coming weeks before launch. But specifically for any Australians or New Zealanders who listens to the show, we've actually got, thanks to Disney, a full set of Disney Infinity 1.0 crystal figures to give away. And again, we'll give more information about how you can win those probably in next week's show. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, fortunately, it's only for Australian and New Zealand listeners. So more on that next week, but that's exciting. Thank you very much, Disney.
Yeah, and we're going to try to find a couple things to entice maybe our other worldwide listeners and every place else. But that is really cool, and that's exciting, and we really can't wait to go live with that. And kind of speaking on big events and big milestones, we just kind of want to give a shout out to the show and ourselves. Next week, episode 51 marks our 1-year anniversary for doing Inside Infinity, and kind of the start of this whole Disney Infinity TV thing. So can't believe we've been on the air for almost a year. The show has come a long ways, and next week we're going to have a celebratory episode that we are going to be kind of talking about Marvel. So one thing I've been doing, and here's a little PSA for people, is that both The Ultimate Spider-Man and Marvel Avengers Assemble, both of those are on Netflix, at least here in the States. I don't know if you have it, Jason. And
Nope.
So I've been catching up on that because it's kind of my understanding that is where kind of a lot of the Marvel superhero stuff is coming from. So there's your PSA. But as Jason and I have discussed quite frequently on the show, we're Marvel fans, but we're by no means Marvel experts. And so next week we are going to have a Marvel primer. Thinking that's good. It's the week before San Diego Comic-Con. So we're going to have a Marvel primer where we discuss all things, kind of not all things Marvel, but give you a good base understanding of the Marvel universe and how that pertains to Marvel superheroes in Disney Infinity 2.0. All right, guys. Well, with that, we do have lots to talk about, so let's go ahead and get along with the meat of the show. So first up, we have rumors. So the first rumor, it's not really a rumor. I mean, we've seen stuff with it, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy. We've seen stuff leaked quite a few times there. We know Disney Infinity is going to have a presence there, so our guess here on the show, we have nothing to back this up, it's just an educated guess, is that Guardians of the Galaxy will be announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So be on the lookout. And if you're playing at home on your bingo scorecard, then you can mark that off either in 2 weeks or call us dumb for being wrong. So the other thing, this is actually something that is kind of interesting. This came from a tweet from John V, and I caught wind of it today. So what's another Disney video game that is one of the more popular Disney video game franchises? Do you guys know?
Are you talking about the one that's mostly PlayStation exclusive?
Yes, the one that is only PlayStation exclusive.
So far.
So far. That's right. Yeah, it's coming, number 3, coming out relatively soon.
Xbox One, yes.
Yeah, we are
finally.
Finally, right? I know it's been something I've been excited about playing for a while now, and but who knows? So what we are referring to is Kingdom Hearts. Jason, have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I think I played Kingdom Hearts 2, I want to say, on the PlayStation 2.
So basically, for those that don't know, Kingdom Hearts is a mashup between Disney and Final Fantasy. It's by Square. Is it Square Enix?
Yeah, Square Enix.
Okay. I know they changed their name, and I still call them their old name. But anyway, people have, like Gravity Falls, have wondered if we will see any sort of Kingdom Hearts in Disney Infinity at some point. And so someone tweeted out, he tweeted at JV, haha, imagine Sora in Disney Infinity. That would be so cool. JV's response, it is possible, ... And I don't know. I don't know if this indicates anything. Because as we know, as Pirate Steven know, regular on the show, friend of the show, the possibilities are infinite. This may be nothing, but I do love the fuel, throwing the fuel on that fire. What do you guys think?
Smoke and mirrors. That's what I think it is.
Yeah. So you don't think it's coming?
No, I've been following JV on Twitter since I met him at D23 Expo last year, and I've never seen the man straight up say no. So
it's true.
I don't know.
On a related note, I think he also tweeted this week a second mention of what's his name, the Michael Jackson show at Disneyland.
Captain EO.
Yes,
Captain EO. That's it. Like, I'm a huge Captain EO fan, so he mentioned it again. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see something Captain EO related on a power disc at the very least.
The only thing I'm worried about that is, do we have to go through like all the Michael Jackson rights and all that stuff to do anything with Captain EO?
I think it'd be one of the aliens feasible? Or the ship that he flew, something like that.
Okay.
Man, but if I had to guess,
having some of that music in the game, wouldn't that be just epic? And I think that's kind of what you're talking about, Logan, is that might be hard to get rights on, but
right,
that would be cool. Well, yeah, that's a rumor, and again, who knows? But it's
JV's a walking rumor at the end of the day.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, and that's why we love him. All right, well, now that's our rumors for the week. Let's get on with the news. So the first news is actually coming out of Melbourne. Did I say it right, Jason?
Melbourne. That's how most Americans say it. Melbourne, yep.
Good, awesome. See, I'm learning. It's only taken us a whole year and 50 episodes, but I'm getting there. So do you want to tell everyone at home what this is about?
Yeah, so in a couple of weeks, there's a event on a marathon, fun run, whatever you want to call it, called Run Melbourne. And it's on the 26th and the 27th of this month. The 27th is the actual fun run marathon for the adults, but on the 26th there's actually a Marvel sponsored event. It's a kids and family day, and then there will be an opportunity for kids to run a 3-kilometer race. And from what I can tell, it's not necessarily like a full-on, it's like you can just run that course, so to speak, but everyone who enters gets a cool Marvel themed racing bib. Is that what you call them in the States? You know, the numbers and stuff that you wear on your, when you're running.
Racing bibs, like these right here on these kids.
Yeah, definitely. And then at the end of the 3-kilometer race, there's a Marvel pavilion that, for the first time in Australia, there will be Disney Infinity 2.0 figures on display. And it's also worth noting, you don't actually have to run the race. The pavilion will be open to the public. So even if you don't want to run, or if you don't even have any kids, you can come along and check out the pavilion. And there is a rumor out there that there might be something very cool that the fans will want to see. So you can check out more information at runmelbourne.com.au, and I will give it any update information if I get any before the event. I will be at the event. If anyone's interested in meeting up for a mini DITV meetup, just tweet me at the Jason Haynes, and I'll let you know when I'm going to be there. I'll probably be there for an hour or so, a couple of hours on the 26th to cover everything that's going on and report on anything that I see.
Cool. That's really exciting, and it's kind of cool that the Australian Infinity audience is actually going to be able to check out some Infinity stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it because it'll be my first opportunity to see all the figures together, so to speak.
Is this put on by Run Melbourne or by Marvel itself?
It's put on by Run Melbourne, I believe, is the thing, and then Marvel just
Okay.
sponsors the event.
Okay. Because I've done a Disney Run Disney Fun Run, and they are definitely worth being at. They pull out all the stops. So
It'll be good.
Jason, are you gonna run?
Moving on.
Oh, I knew that was coming. All right, well, cool. That's exciting. I can't wait for you to come back and tell us all about that. Since, unfortunately, my Melbourne Fun Run plane ticket got lost in the mail, so I won't be going. Logan, I don't know. Are you going?
When it happens.
no, man.
Cool, cool. All right. Next up, something else that was talked about this week. Well, not really. So it was teased, but it was pretty much a confirmation. So it does look like Stitch is coming to Disney Infinity. JV tweeted out a picture. Let's see if I can bring it up. Jason, do you want to take over for a moment and just discuss this picture a little bit?
Yeah, so when was it? It wasn't that long ago, a couple of days ago that the tweet went out, and it's
May have been
I don't know.
yesterday.
It was a real. It's probably one of the. I mean, it was pretty obvious who it was. They didn't actually specifically say who it was from memory, did they? It was just, I mean, every obvious clue under the sun without actually saying
I think it
his
said
Stitch.
something like, "Who? Guess who's coming to the Disney Infinity Ohana?" or something like that.
Yeah, but it's a cool photo. Do we think that's? I'm assuming that's an actual close-up photo of the actual figure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would agree with that.
I'm thinking we're looking at the base, and it's a beach themed sand kind of deal.
That's really cool. Then that's a cool texture
Yeah.
for sand. That's a really highly detailed base. They're probably one of the highest quality bases we've seen.
Yeah.
That Jason, that's actually exactly what I said. This prompted a discussion with Lloyd and I over the weekend, because the base looks so cool. Like you said, it's so detailed. This is a close-up shot. So this was on June 11th, tweet out by JV. And guess what, everyone? Disney Infinity is about to get a cute and fluffy addition to Ohana. So, yeah, that's Stitch. I mean, it has to be. It's in the sand. But I can't wait. Like, just seeing the base alone, I don't even care what the rest of the figure looks like. Just seeing the base, I'm like, that looks so awesome. I want it just for the base.
I'm just glad he's not in the Project 626 jumper, because I so thought he was going to be in that thing.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Orange prison suit. That's what it looks like.
It looks like he's really set back, like on the edge of the disc too, which is an interesting place to be positioned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to get a sense of scale because this is obviously a macro shot of this.
And they could have cropped that top part just to allow to be able to see the Disney Infinity 2.0 logo.
That's true. I'm glad you guys can't see me on camera right now because I'm trying to. I took my Anna figure and I'm trying to like get the perspective the same, because even still that base looks ginormous. Logan's doing the same now.
Wait, hold on.
Pirate Steven said he can't wait to see
I
it.
have a little Stitch figure. He's not, obviously he's not, I don't have a 2.0 Stitch figure, but I mean, he's a comparable in size. So I'm like just comparing on what he might look like. And, I'm messing around, just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just go ahead and break off one of the bases on one of your Infinity figures and make a custom right here live on the show.
I have it, yes.
Pirate Steven just said he'd love to see an Evil Loss custom Stitch. That would be cool.
What? Yes, that'd be awesome.
I wonder. Even though personally I'm not a huge fan of Stitch, this base and the stature of the character itself has got me pretty excited about this figure. I think it'll be really cool. Cool. All right. Well, that is not the only kind of tease we have gotten on Twitter lately. Today, Walt Disney World's Twitter, at Walt Disney World, posted another tease. Let's go ahead and bring it up. So it says, posted today, are you a Disney Infinity fan? Don't miss the update coming to the Disney Parks blog on Wednesday. Here's a hint. So that's a Main Street Electrical Parade float, and we've actually seen that, but it says Disney Infinity shows its Disney side. So hopefully that the electrical parade float is just an indication of more to come.
I hope it means more Disney park themed items to come, but
well, and that would make sense since it's something that is being discussed on or shown off on the Disney Parks blog, right?
I would hope so. Because I mean, what in 1.0, what the Disney themed items we got were the Peter Pan ship, we had the tram, and then it's pretty much the rare ones except for the tram, right? The Buzz vehicle and Dumbo.
We got the Buzz vehicle. We also got the blasters.
That's right.
And the car from the car thing, the raceway.
Oh yeah, Autotopia. That wasn't
right,
a disc,
yeah.
but yeah, that was in there.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like, hopefully they announce maybe, even if it's just power discs. As long as we're getting some news, I'm happy about Disney stuff. But it'd be nice, to have like maybe a Mr. Toad's car or something, else Disney park themed that they announce besides the Main Street vehicle.
Yeah, actually, we have seen Mr. Toad's car, and Caesar, friend of the show. He actually got to play with it, so we know Mr. Toad's car is coming, which is also cool. But was that from the cartoon, or was that from, or is, I don't even know if it's in the cartoon. I only know the ride.
The ride, currently only stands in California. They used to have it in Florida, but it's gone now. Bummer, Winnie the Pooh. But Mr. Toad is just an awesome ride. It's nostalgic for me, so I definitely want it in the game.
Totally agree.
Oh, pun intended, I take it.
So, and I think this is I realized this the other day. I had this revelation, and I thought this is kind of exciting because, like, the realization set in that nearly all the Marvel stuff is out the way. Like, we know that there's 40 power discs or something. We know, like, a good chunk of those discs, and so all that's really left to announce from, after Comic-Con through to actual game release is pretty much going to be Disney stuff, which means the back half is going to be awesome for the OG Disney fans.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's still a couple stragglers because I think they said something like 20 Marvel figures, and they've only announced maybe 16 or something like that, or 17, including the unofficial stuff that we're strongly assuming is coming in the next couple weeks at Comic-Con. Yeah. But I mean, there's still potential there with the Marvel stuff, or hopefully a couple big surprises. I'm really hopeful. But yeah, pretty much all we have Disney-wise are the couple power discs we've seen and the two ladies they've announced.
Yep. And now the Stitch teaser.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So now we get to speculate on one figure that's coming in the next couple days.
Yeah, it's true, right? Because there's going to be another figure. So I guess apparently Twitter is just the place to either tease or throw out info lately, because the next news item is also coming from a tweet from JV. So it does look like the collector's edition pre-order will happen at Comic-Con. I'm also guessing that we will actually get some high-res pictures of that item at Comic-Con. At least I hope. So this was actually posted on Vinylmation Kingdom. This James person tweeted, I was reading for the PS4 version of 2.0. There was going to be a Hulk edition with him included. JV responded, the collector's edition will be available for pre-order soon, I promise. And they hashtag Comic-Con. And that's all the confirmation I need. It's got to make you wonder. I wonder if there's a reason that they've been holding out on this. I wonder if there's like another Marvel connection that they have yet to announce or something.
Like with the collector's edition?
Yeah. I mean, they announced that it's coming, but why can you pre-order the game? Oops. Why can you pre-order the game on all the different consoles, but you can't pre-order the limited edition yet?
I got you. So. I don't know, because like I watched way too many interviews from E3 and stuff like that, and I think I remember seeing JV kind of well, he didn't really know if they showed a picture of the diorama or whatever, and and he was a little upset that it was just like in a fleet moment in passing, that they kind of said, oh yeah, and by the way, you get this too. I think he was a little upset it seemed like sometime in some of the interviews like that they didn't get more of a push. But I mean, there was so much information that came out in that first couple days that I'm not exactly surprised that they just kind of ran over that.
That's an excellent point. I mean, it was impossible to keep up. It literally, our topic this week is 2.0 Power Disc, most of which the news is from E3. So, I mean, we are still literally catching up from E3.
Yeah.
Just so much
content. And it's either going to be related to an unannounced character, or it's simply related to the fact that maybe there's still some backroom deals being done with retailers. I mean, I can't imagine that. I mean, particularly in the US, I don't know about Australia, but like I can only imagine that there's retailers are probably fighting pretty hard to get the exclusive, access to this collector's edition.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be extremely limited, if I had to guess.
So you're saying you like the PlayStation Collector's exclusive is only going to be sold at Target or something like that?
I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you want to battle for that if they're not going to have
that would be
any other
ridiculously
sort of
hard to get.
exclusives? I don't know.
Yeah, it should be limited edition instead of collector's edition because.
Well, that's a good point.
I mean, I know it's semantics, but man, like Logan just said, that would make it almost impossible to find.
Well, they need to get it out there because I know. I mean, obviously, as a PlayStation owner and as a Infinity fan and a collector, like I like at the moment in Australia, there's all those deals going around. I think they're in the US as well, where a lot of people are offering if you pre-order Disney Infinity Starter, you get a choice of another figure type stuff. But I'm like, well, I'm not interested until I hear about the collector's edition. How much is it's going to be, and where do I have to get that from type thing? Because you don't have to go through the hassle of ringing up and cancelling your existing pre-order or trading it up to the collector's edition. They just need to get that info out there ASAP.
Yeah, but I would expect like the retailers, whoever carries the collector's edition, would still honor the get one figure free. So say I pre-order at GameStop or somewhere like that, and then I just want to upgrade, to the collector's edition. I still get the free figure and stuff like that. And another thing I want to say is if they do like one store, one console, all I'm thinking is it's going to cost me way too much to buy the diorama on eBay.
Yeah, it's true. You're playing on Xbox One, and so you're going to be without diorama.
Yes, but I'm going to get one. It's impossible for me not to.
How much do you think it's going to cost, Will?
Ooh.
150.
I'm going to go 125.
You're probably right. But
that seems high to me.
And I agree. I mean, but I'm comparing it to other collector's editions that have been announced in the past week or whatever, and their prices and what you get in that box versus what you get in this box. I'd go 125. I wouldn't pay more than 125 if I was on the PS4 for it.
Well, that's exactly what I'm using as my indicator. Is that the base game alone $75. Throw on top of it this diorama that is equatable to like a Halo collector's edition, and then all those other figures too. You're probably right though. 125.
Well, in Australia, the standard collector's edition is $100 just for the standard one. So I can only imagine we're looking at probably 150, 160 recommended retail over here.
Yeah, you'd be close to 200, I think. Yeah.
So
Logan, you might, if there's Australians out there, you might actually get a deal if you buy it off eBay at a premium. Wow, that's rough.
No Spider-Man on Netflix, and you have to pay that much. Jeez.
Well, I don't know. I just can't wait to see better pictures of it. You can't really get a sense of scale from that. So, from the small image we've seen of the screenshot of the presentation of the big screen behind it. So.
Is it even of a decent quality? I'm assuming it is because the figures, are pretty good quality. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping the diorama and the frost giant or whatever that was, the blurry blue thing, is of decent quality.
Yeah, I think the frost giant. I think you're right. So we will see more at Comic-Con. we're gonna have Comic-Con's gonna be like the new E3. We're gonna have so much to talk about. It's gonna be great. Gonna carry us all the way through the launch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we mentioned it a few moments ago. Continuing our E3 conversation, this is the last kind of big piece to discuss. I mean, there's still lots of details we're going to be talking about for weeks and months to come, but this is kind of our last collection of E3 information, and it's all about Power Disc. So the first one is the first piece here. There are going to be 80 discs. And these 80 discs are going to be broken up into 2 waves. And we discussed wave 1 and wave 2, I think last show or maybe the show before. So the first wave is going to be a 40 disc. They are all Marvel. And then the second wave is going to be 40 brand new Disney discs. So that's a whole lot of disc.
Yes, it is. More than last round.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I agree, Logan. It's a lot of disc, and more than last time, and they are still going to be blind bags. But this is a clear indicator. This is split in half. 80 Power Discs split in half. 40 for Marvel fans, 40 for Disney fans. And so, you know, for folks who are concerned about them not being too interested in Disney stuff anymore, I think this should maybe calm a few of those fears. What do you agree?
It calms that fear. Like, I was one of the, doomsday preppers, like, oh my God, there's no Disney in this game. But that calmed that issue I had. But then it's like, I can't afford all this stuff. It's almost 10 more discs than the last go around. And to find 10 discs, that's like $50 worth of stuff. And then I have to trade everything and shipping. And yeah, I don't know if I'm excited yet.
Well, my concern with this, if there's only eight, I think 80 is a fine number if they're spreading it across the entire year. But 2 waves, 40 in wave 1 and then 40 in wave 2, that is going to, like...
There's no spreading that. Like,
no.
It's coming out boom, boom, and then we're done, And
it sounds like it... I mean, I would imagine it would be a little bit more difficult to trade that way because you're, it's not as defined as having... I guess we only had 3 waves last time, but each wave had 20. So you're like, okay, I only need like 2 more for wave 2.
The last one had like 15 or something. It was a short one. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it was a little easier to keep track. Jason, what do you think about the number of disc and I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
I think the number of discs is fine because I think the more you have, the better the trading community is because there's more discs to collect. My only concern is I don't like the idea of having 40 Marvel up front and then forcing me to wait however long, 6 to 8 months or whatever, to get access to the Disney stuff I want. That's the only part that I sort of, it's almost like, it almost seems like that they're planning on almost like launching as a Marvel platform, waiting for it to run out of steam, and then that's when they'll launch a Disney parks or Disney character version of the game to sort of pick up steam again. You know what I mean? It's almost like a mid-year relaunch of the exact same game.
Well, here's the thing. Rumor has it, so we didn't mention it on the show, but we've said over and over, we think, at least in the States, Disney Infinity will launch on September 23rd. The other rumor has said Wave 2 will release on November 4th. So that is about, I don't know, a week and a half away. Who knows if that's true? I see that it's a little impractical, launching your only 2 waves that within a week of each other. Or no, I'm sorry.
A month.
Yeah, a month away. But still, even a month in the grand scheme of Infinity releases seems a little bit too close. So,
yeah, I'm still gonna have to buy the Hulk at that time. Like, I'm not even done with Marvel yet.
And who knows? Maybe that November 4th rumor pertains only to Disney figures. I would be okay with that if they spread out that release a little bit more, but.
And play sets, like additional play sets, I'm sure will still be dropping, throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see them, as you said. I don't know. Tough to say, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it sounds like they're changing some things from the first go round, and it sounds like they are. I don't know. Who knows if we're gonna have our playset spread out a little bit more, which is actually my personal preference. But
I know you touched on it last week, how I was talking to you about how pumped I am for Disney Infinity 3.0, because really Disney Infinity 2.0 is the product of, attempting to fix everything that was really broken in 1.0. So 2.0 should be a really polished product, which means 3.0 should be insanely polished.
yeah,
Even with its brand new second screen experience that's going to be put in there, it'll be top notch for sure. And then to have like arguably one of the biggest brands in the world, Star Wars attached, we assume. Obviously, we don't have any, but I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to realize that there's a Star Wars movie coming out in that year. So I think that's going to be really, really, really exciting to see. So it'll be interesting to see if the delivery method changes again with 3.0. Like they might find if 2.0, my thinking is if the 2.0 toy box is as good as we all hope it's going to be, then maybe they really take a back seat with play sets in 3.0 and put all the effort into the toy box and edge even closer to that Minecraft mentality. Who knows? It'll come down. Ultimately, it'll come down to how well play sets sell in 2.0.
Logan was
I'm a playset fan. I love the playsets. I don't know if anybody here has realized we started streaming live. We're building a toy box. We're playing in the toy box, and if you paid attention whenever we played last, I said on there, this is the first toy box I've ever created. I play the play sets. I am like Steve C. I hardly ever touch the toy box. It's not my thing. I like a linear storyline. I like to do missions, and if Star Wars, which is my biggest love, I love Disney as you can see, but Star Wars is my biggest love, and if they put that in 3.0 and don't give me at least one really big play set, I would be disappointed.
I'm right there with you, Logan. I mean, so 60% of the time in Disney Infinity 1 was spent in the toy box. So that means
that's
40%.
because we beat the play set in like 2 hours.
No, I know, but my point is we're only 10% of the way of half of the time. I mean, 40% is still a big chunk. So I don't think they're going to abandon that anytime soon.
No, definitely. I was more referencing the fact of like whether they plan to release play sets post the major game release. Like I'm sure they'll launch with a series of play sets, but whether they continue to do like the Guardians of the Galaxy playset expansion and stuff will be very much dependent upon how well those additional playsets are selling, and then also again down to how much time people are spending in either and either. Because obviously, if they're going to become, and at this stage they are, an annual franchise like your Call of Duties and the like. So, there's only so much you can get done in a year. So I think it'd just be interesting to see how it develops.
But I think they work on it for longer than a year. Like, I'm pretty sure they're already working on Star Wars stuff. I mean, we've already seen the lightsaber, in 1.0. So they've thought about it since day one. I mean, when Disney Infinity launched, last year at D23 Expo, they had already, purchased, LucasArts and everything like that. And everybody's already thinking Star Wars, episodes 7 on or whatever they're going to do. And I'm pretty sure JV and Avalanche and everybody had enough foresight to like, okay, we start on this now, So they've already had a year under their belt to really start working on this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, they necessarily have only been, not since shipping the last game, have they, I think you're probably right. It's a little bit longer than that. All right, gents, well, let's go ahead and continue this conversation. We have a lot to get through. So we mentioned before that duplicate disc will give you an XP boost, a one-time XP boost. Something else new this time, which, it's good and bad. Rare disc are no longer lenticular, which means you can no longer do the scratch and sniff method to find them. there are different types of disc this time. Well, I guess there's different types last time, but we have some new disc types. So first up is structure play disc. Structure play disc are not going to be in blind packs, which is a really good thing. And these are going to be like the we've seen the Avengers tower defense type game, and so that's an example. Or the dungeon crawler, those are structured play disc, and you're going to be able to buy these outside of blind packs. The other new one that we've seen and talked a little bit about is costume change disc. That's a really exciting one. Here I'm actually going to bring up Captain America's costume change disc while we talk about this a little bit. So the costume change disc are going to be specific to characters, but they are, so like this is going to be Captain America's costume change disc. And but the cool thing is if you throw this down on another character that it isn't part of, the costume isn't made for that character, then you're still going to be able to actually get some sort of bonus from that. So, Logan,
I have an opinion or speculation on this. I think this is just an upgrade to the circular power discs we already have from 1.0. I think they're just trying to add value, which I totally am on board with, and I think it's a great way to add value to this, the round power disc, the red ones that we're all used to seeing, that gave us just a little stat boost. And I think they all, they've named it costume disc, and like, okay, it changes the costume on this person, but I almost view it in reverse. Like it's a power up disc that happens to change just one character's costume. So I think it's just adding an extra value to make me want to spend $5 for, a blind pack. Which I'm happy they're thinking of us and like, okay, we got to give them a little bit more in these packs, since they're taking away my lenticular stickers.
Well, here's the other thing, and Jason and I, we've discussed this a little bit, and what we're showing on screen right now, this is the symbiote black suit Spider-Man. So Jason and I, we've discussed at length how we would love to have a variant figure, or variant characters, and traditionally other games, those variants have been new figures that you've gone out and purchased. And on the one hand, you can't just go out and purchase this one costume change disc. You have to go out and, buy blind packs. But it still, to me, provides a little bit more of a value than having to go out and buy a brand new figure that looks, talks, acts the exact same way. It just looks a little different. I don't know. That's just kind of my thought. I'm glad it's there, but I definitely see your concern as well. So, Jason, what do you think of the costume change disc? I mean, my first thought is I really hope that we get some Disney variant disc as well. Oh, we lost Jason's audio.
Yep.
Sorry.
I could read your lips. You said what, but I didn't hear it.
What was I saying? Yeah, if we assume that everything in 1.0 is getting upgraded, well, we know that is, right? So we know all of our 1.0 figures are getting upgraded, abilities and so on. I'm just looking at all the 1.0 power discs and looking at all the round power discs, and let's assume, and we don't know if it's the case, but it'd be cool if those discs are also getting upgraded. But I'm looking at the characters that are actually on those discs, and a lot of them don't have alternate costumes. Like there's Captain Jack. Well, he doesn't really have an alternate costume that he could jump into. There's Wreck-It Ralph, who doesn't have an alternate costume that he can necessarily jump in, unless it's the candy monster that he turned into in the film. I watched it the other day.
I think
Buzz Lightyear doesn't have one, I don't think.
They could finally give us Glow Buzz. I mean,
oh, that's a good thought.
Yeah. You can get
who else
Mickey
is there
other than Sorcerer Mickey.
Right. And then Violet, who really doesn't have one.
And Rapunzel, she could have her short hair version, I guess. Yeah. End of film short hair version. And I think that's it, isn't it? The rest of the characters aren't actually Disney Infinity playable figures, so...
Yeah. That's a good point.
But, as you said, Will, there's nothing saying that we don't get those extra discs for those older characters in the second wave of power discs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here's hoping. I mean, I think you'd have to agree. The number one costume change has got to be the Christmas version of Jack Skellington.
Amen to that.
I would go with I don't know. I want to see the cartoon version of Maleficent, like that. The actual green.
Oh, yeah, I trump
That
myself.
big one.
Yes, you're right.
You even said
Maleficent is
that,
number
Jason.
one. Sorry, Will. I'm going with Team Lanu.
Well, I did make a bet with JV. If they do come out with the Sandy Claus alternate outfit, I would eat my hat on live on the show. So I'm hoping actually it doesn't happen.
And I want to back up a little bit. We were talking about variant figures and stuff like that. I own what I consider is the only variant figure that was released by Disney and Avalanche, and that's the D23 Mickey. I mean, he's really not variant in game, but I mean, I see him still going for over $100 on eBay. And as an owner of it, I personally don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, to pay that much extra for a limited edition variant figure.
Yeah, well, I think that's yeah.
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, but I mean, I don't see the use of having variant figures, because I know the other relatable game to Disney Infinity has variant figures and stuff like that, and they're very hard to come by and they're very desirable. But I don't see them tarnishing the image of a Disney character unless it's like someone who has an alternate costume, not just like a glow in the dark, solid glow in the dark Mickey Mouse or something like that.
I don't know, those crystals, those were a shot.
You win.
But we all know that was driven by retailers, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'm happy that these are power disc, and so it doesn't change my figure or whatever. If I want a variant figure, then I'm gonna go send it to Evilos, and he can make me one.
Yes.
Cool. The other costume changes that we know of are, we just showed symbiote Spider-Man. I'm probably butchering that. I read it in comics.
Got it right.
Awesome. Second time. We have seen World War Hulk, and we have seen Iron Man's Mark, I want to say 5 variant costume. So there's a few of them that we've seen, and we've seen the disc for those as well. Cool. Next up, the new disc type, and it has been confirmed that this is not going to be just for Disney. I mean, just for Marvel characters, but we have Marvel Team Up disc. So we know about a few. We know about the Winter Soldier disc. I'm actually going to bring that up, and you can see him fighting alongside Captain America. And the way this works is, and you probably can't see it on the screen, but in the upper left-hand corner over here, you have a cooldown timer, and there he is fighting over there. And so once that pops, then you can throw him down, and he will fight baddies for you. And so that's how these team-up disc work. Those are really cool. So we know about a few of those, and I like that it's not. Apparently, it's going to be pretty. They're going to be pretty powerful, and so I do like the fact that there's that cooldown timer that is going to be required with that. They also work with every figure, so it's not going to be. If it sounds like if you're playing in a Spider-Man playset, you can throw down the Winter Soldier team-up disc, which is pretty cool. We know about Iron Patriot disc, and we know about, because I was actually lucky enough to get it in a blind bag, and Logan, you're going to have to help me with this pronunciation. So one of the original members of Guardian of the Galaxy, Yondu.
Yes, you got it right, Yondu.
Sweet. So we haven't seen any gameplay with this, but you can see what the character looks like. We threw it down, and it worked in game, and we didn't. I thought we had video. I got to look for it. I couldn't find it pre-show, but he was pretty cool. I was unfamiliar with the character, so I couldn't tell you how cool it actually was. But it's cool that we're seeing that.
If I'm not mistaken, in the movie that's coming out, Yondu is being played by was it Merle from The Walking Dead? So
are you kidding me?
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay, I'm excited for that character now. You gotta like him better than you did in that. So those are the Marvel Team Up disc that we know of so far, and I think what I'm assuming any Marvel disc will work in the toy box and Marvel playsets. I can imagine a Winter Soldier team up disc would work in a Disney themed playset. That's just a guess. I don't know.
Are we going to
Anything
get
is
Disney team
possible.
ups though?
That's what they've said.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Condor Man, let's bring it on.
Yeah, definitely Condor Man. I'm trying to think who else would be. Frozone, that's one we're missing from one.
Frozone, for sure.
I don't know who else we would put, in that section of team up stuff.
Well, we also don't know what would be new either.
Right.
So yeah, so team up disc, that's something really exciting, and that was definitely a surprise. And then the last type of event is something called an event disc, and so the event disc they're kind of like the team up disc in the fact that they have a cooldown timer. And so you have to, you put your disc down and you have to wait for it to pop before you can actually use it in game. And I'm trying to bring up one that we know of so far is the Shield Helicarrier. And so once that does happen, then you can unleash a volley of missiles, I think. So yeah, Logan, you're gonna.
My question is, do you think that that disc and the team up disc share the same cooldown timer, or like could I take one off and then throw one down and not have to worry about the timer, or are they both on the same time?
I hope that they're different, because that adds a little bit of strategy, so you can kind of time those when you throw those down to kind of work with you.
And then if you throw both of them down at the same time, like you have a team up and a I forgot what's the name of the other disc.
Event disc.
Event disc. If I have both of those under my figure, or would they, work simultaneously, or how would that work?
Well, yeah, you can see stack disc on the sidebar, so it does look like that's possible. So
sorry, is the event disc a hex disc or a round disc?
It is a round disc. So we're looking at it right here. It's the very first one here. It's the Shield Helicarrier.
I can't see it, but I'm sure it looks amazing.
It does.
But I hate to be the that guy, but boy, this sounds like a pain in the butt switching discs. Like if you gotta lift your character off the base to put a disc down. Like, what are you supposed to, oh, hang on, I just got to do a section where I'm not under attack so I could put this disc on. That sounds like a bit of a pain in the butt to me.
So once you hit it, the timer resets, I think. So you don't have to, pick it up to put it back down. So I assume it would be like any of the tools.
Just like loadouts in a
yeah.
traditional first-person shooter. You set your loadout, and then you can trigger those any time that the cooldown's cooled down.
Exactly.
Well, that's less painful.
Yeah. So you don't have to pick it up to put it back down just so you can restart the timer.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, 3.0. Sorry to just revolutionize the whole game again. 3.0. Let's make a reader that attaches to your controller and works via Bluetooth. All right, let's do that. So we can just chuck the disc on your controller at the top.
Yeah, almost like a coin slot where I can just drop them in. That'd be awesome.
Something like that would be cool, so that I don't have to get off my couch to switch my loadout.
Oh, you're forever the lazy gamer, Jason.
That's
all right.
all
The
gamers
lazy
are.
gamer
Well, that's
created
the definition of a
control.
gamer
That's
is.
all. I mean, without lazy people, we wouldn't have remote controls or air conditioning. Or anything.
We wouldn't have wireless controllers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, Jason. I like it. You still have to get up for your figure, but you don't. Theoretically, you're not changing them as frequently as you're changing everything else.
Yeah.
Well, if it were up to you, you'd buy digital figures anyway. So
I would not. I love my figures. I have them all stacked up over here. You can't see them now that I have my fancy green screen, but they're staring at me. Actually, it's my own cheering section. I have I have Tonto here. I have them all, but I'm not gonna list them. Just to prove you guys. Crystal Perry, friend of the show, is saying still waiting for the Vegemite power disc. As are we.
3.0.
You know, all right, I've tasted that stuff, and I've seen what it looks like in person, and I don't know how you could put that in game without it
Team up
looking
disc.
disgusting. No, I'm talking about visual. I'm just saying it's pretty gross. But Crystal Perry, good idea. We know that Disney Infinity is a fan of the show. If we ever see a Vegemite nod at any point, and that's Jason's third item to include in 3.0.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. Well, that's going to wrap up our Power Disc 2.0 discussion for the week. So remember, next week we are having a fun kind of celebratory episode. It might be a little bit long-winded because we're going to have all of our the family is what we call it. So making a comeback, and we're going to have lots of people on the show, and we are going to discuss Marvel stuff. So be on the lookout, episode 51 for our 1-year anniversary. If you like what we're doing or you have questions, you can drop us a line, info@disneyinfinity.tv. We'd love to hear from you, and we will read your questions live on air. You can watch the show every Monday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Just head over to disneyinfinity.tv and be on the lookout real soon, because we will be launching the site in its full glory really soon. And we want you to be on the ground floor of that, because you are going to help make this site a success. If you like the show, you can watch us on you can watch us on twitch.tv. Just look for Disney Infinity TV. You can also subscribe to us on youtube.com/Disney Infinity TV. And then you could also just go to disneyinfinity.tv for all of our social networks. Again, we are partnered with the Disney Infinity Fans Forum. Make sure you check them out for all your Disney Infinity rumors, news, community, and trading. They have lots of good stuff over there. And again, check out Evilost Customs for evilost.com for your Disney Infinity customs. Lastly, check out our partner podcasting network, bgpodcast.com, where you can find all things video game related. Lloyd co-hosts on the show. He does a lot of video game related podcasts over there. So I think that's going to be it, gentlemen. Logan, did you have fun? I think you did good, buddy. This is a good show.
You just forgot to plug my blog one more time.
Oh, I did. Yeah. Infinite Postabilities, disneyinfinity.tv/blog. There you go. Next time awesome. I'll put that on your lower third so people can
there you go.
See it.
Awesome.
Jason, did you have fun tonight? We lost your sound for a moment, but
Yep. Fun as always.
Fun as always. We didn't have any technical difficulties, so that's a success. Thanks everyone who watched us live. We enjoyed seeing you. And yeah, gentlemen, I think if you have nothing else, that's going to be it for the show.
Adios.
Waiting. All right. Thanks everyone. We hope you enjoyed the show, and until next week, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.